What up, everybody?
Yeah.
PR Project episode number 3 of season 2. You trying to check out your lighting?
No, I was trying to get the people to show, man. They here to be
Okay.
entertained.
Oh, yeah, that was the show. Yep. What up, everybody? Thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for watching and tapping with us. Make sure you mash that subscribe button to this channel. Wherever that button is, hit it, click it, share it, all that stuff. I'm just gonna say in the beginning of this episode, questions are always open and free. If you need to jump in and ask a question, please let us know. All questions are always welcome. Yeah. So, how you doing, dog? How you doing?
I'm doing better than I look. I'll say that.
All right. So, just to let everybody know, Aaron has been training. It seems like Aaron's been training for the New York Marathon for like for like 20 weeks. It feels like. So you're
all my life, bro.
Training for this one moment of my whole life. So your training has been ramping up. You had like you way up there in miles right now. I think did you just hit 70 last week?
Yeah.
71,
Yeah.
72?
70.
I mean,
well,
hey,
it was more like 69 point something, but we're trying to
you ain't
a G-rated show.
I'm going outside to run that extra point something just to make that boy 70 for sure. So man, how you feeling though? Like, cause I mean I run with you a lot, so I kind of know. But fill us in. How you feeling? All that. What's up?
I'm feeling good. I knew a few weeks ago that I'm a different type of runner now. I have a different outlook as a runner now because I was at like 60, like low 60 mileage, like low 60 miles per week, and I'm just like haven't really started training yet. And that's kind of crazy, like to think like 60 miles a week is pretty intense for most recreational runners, including myself, like a year ago. So to think like I was just like, another 60 week, cool. And then like this 70 week, cool. But man, I feel surprisingly well. I don't know if I am being lulled into a false sense of security right now, because it can be like that in marathon training. It can go like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to stay humble and not like take full advantage. Well, not full advantage, but not take for granted how good I feel right now.
Mm-hmm.
But 9 weeks out as of yesterday, and things are going pretty well. So knock on wood, everything is going good.
Like what do you think? Like, I mean, so if you are like, there's a lot of people that do training blocks and second, third, fourth, fifth one in or whatever. What do you think the difference is between like this training block? Maybe have you done something different, or why do you think that you just feel different this time around?
For one, I think just going through that 5K block, that 5K speed block, probably like 8 weeks of just like 5K specific training.
Yeah.
Kind of showed me like some intensity that I wasn't used to dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that helped kind of shape me physically and like mentally to be able to like deal with when things get hard. And also just being able to stack successful training blocks on top of each other. I still have that doubt in the back of my mind, like you might not hit the workout today.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's as loud as it once was. Like I still have it, but it's not as prominent. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm able to overcome it and just be like, no, we're going to do this and we're going to knock it out and we're going to leave it there. So yeah, it's just, I guess I'm more confident because I've shown myself I can do it.
Right. I mean, and then too, I feel like sometimes, I definitely feel, I do remember going into workouts more of like, dang, like this is going to be a crazy one. Let's see if I can do it. But I also feel like the more you go through training blocks, the more you did that, like that speed work, you kind of also realize that like it's not as live and die as it once was. Like in the beginning, like when you're newer to training segments or blocks or whatever, you put a lot of weight on every single run, every single workout. And it's like if I bomb this one workout or whatever that seems like a really important one, then you stress about it, then you feel like you're just not going to be, you're not that guy or whatever. But I think that like the more you get used to this whole thing, you realize like no one run makes anything, no 1 week makes a marathon good or bad, because you see people go through terrible training blocks in their opinion, and they just were just having trouble doing all type of different things, and then somehow on race day it goes really well. Vice versa, you got people that crush a marathon training block, and then they just know that they're going to PR and they know they're going to do well in this race, 5K, 10K, whatever it is, and they don't. It just doesn't happen that day, So I think that there's some freedom in that too. Like there's some ease to know that, like, okay, if I don't hit this workout, and maybe it means that I reached a little far, which is a good thing. And I've talked to many runners that are way more experienced than us, and it's like if you don't fail a workout, in a training block, or if one isn't just extremely tough, you maybe muscle through, but it's just not crazy difficult, then you may not be doing it right, So like you can't be afraid to bomb a workout, and I think that's where we are, is like it is what it is. You got to get out there and do it.
Yeah, for sure. Even though bombing a workout still sucks.
Yeah, bombing a workout is terrible.
With like every fiber in my being, but I don't live it. It's not all or nothing as much as it once was for me. So I think that's a much more wise approach that we take now that we've been through the ringer a few times and we know kind of how things go. But I was having that same conversation with Gary today, just about he said he's having a weird training block and things are kind of strange right now. But he's like, I think when I get to the starting line, I'll still be able to perform, even though this training block isn't going great. And I'm just like, I mean, you can have a perfect training block and the day just doesn't go like you want it to. So we are all at the mercy of the marathon, for real. Like
the day.
It's only so much we can control.
Right. Yeah, and I love that. I mean, and then the one thing, just kind of like go back to like the bomb workouts, is like, like I had a difficult workout, but I feel like I chalked that up to like just not being mentally prepared for it. Like I just kind of like I strolled into it just feeling like, oh, it's early in the block, it's not gonna be a tough training, but a tough workout. And halfway through, I'm like, yo, this is terrible. And I think it was bad because you were almost finished with yours because you did a different workout. Gary was almost done with his. And I think mentally I was just like, yo, I'm still out here. I got 3 more 1Ks to do.
Yeah.
But it was like before, like last training block, or maybe even the one before, especially that day would have like, I'd have dragged that day with me for like 2 weeks of just like, I gotta get back. But it's no big deal, man. Just maybe if you stop in a workout, take a breath, go after it and finish it, or pull the plug out in general, like altogether. Some days you just don't have it, and that's okay. That's 100%.
Giving yourself permission to be human, for real, because we're not machines.
Yeah.
But shout out to Asia, but we're not machines. We are humans.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some machine-like activity in there. You got to treat yourself like a machine. Do the maintenance, do all the work, whatever. Trust yourself. But even machines fail too. What I'm saying? So my training has been going pretty good. Like I'm definitely in a different moment in time than you are, because like I'm training for Erie, which is next weekend. But it's like I don't have like the big mileage yet for my scale, because I'm gonna have to, after that I'm gonna go to Chicago, and then and obviously I'm training for New York. So we're just trying to stretch out this training block super, like it's going to be the longest training block ever. It's probably like a 20 something week training block probably. So we're just trying to slowly build up miles. So I think that's part of the reason why I feel really good, is because I'm not way up in the mileage like you are right now. But given, with all that, like I feel really fresh. I feel great. The taper's going well. Got like one more workout to do on Wednesday. It's coming Wednesday. Let me see what that is.
Yeah, pull it up. Let me see, because I'm gonna need some moral support to get me through mine.
Oh man, it's so easy. It's 2-mile warm up, 3 times 2 minutes at marathon pace, followed by 2-minute recovery jog. and cool down to hit 6 miles total. So like it's
Oh, just some glorified strides, really. Some glorified marathon pace strides.
middle run stride. So I mean, I'm really excited. It looks so crazy to have like this on Final Surge. Oh no, yeah, you could barely see it, but
You got that brightness cranked all the way up.
I know, dog. Like, what's up, bro? Like, what am I blind? It's still gonna be bad. But anyway, oh, there you go. At the end, you see, where is it? Right here, the 20. Anyway, it says 26.2 on the thing. That feels crazy. Like to look at the end of the week and you got to run 26.2 miles. So it's getting hectic. But yeah, everything's been going well, man. Workouts have been going great. I had one tough workout that I wasn't ready for, and I feel like if I had just been there, you know, I probably would have had a better time because I would have been ready for the pain. And so like the whole mental thing, you know, to be ready for a race or a workout, to me it's like almost the way I approach it is not like hyping myself up like I can do this, all this other stuff. For me, it's like I have to be ready for the discomfort. You know, like I have to tell myself this is going to suck and it is what it is. And if it doesn't, maybe there's something wrong. Like I need to be reaching a little farther. So my thing is I tell myself like, hey, this is going to be terrible. Probably around this time, this interval, you're going to have to lock in, like just prepare yourself for the steps. Cause like people try to walk themselves through like races and to think about like, oh, here's at mile 5, I'm gonna feel like this. It's gonna be great and this and that. Like I want to, I'm gonna tell myself like around mile 15, 16, whatever it is, it's gonna be a moment where you're gonna have to like just hit a speed bump and keep going. And then towards 1920, it's gonna get really sticky, Then it's gonna be crazy at the end. Then you're just gonna have to push through and dig deep and all this other stuff. Like I try to prepare for like the worst feelings because those will be the ones that will catch you out of nowhere, and you talking about don't nobody care if I run this finish this race. Like instead of
I'm not a professional, I'm not getting paid for this.
Right. What am I doing this for? This isn't really a tour. Like just because you have a shirt doesn't mean anybody's paying to see this happen. But you know what I mean? So like I try to prepare myself for all, the worst of the things, and that gets me ready. You know what I'm saying? How do you mentally lock in for like a workout? I don't think I've ever asked you this.
I have a similar mindset, like prepare for the worst. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then hope for the best. But really it's just trying to set my intention in the right way. Because if my intention is set that, oh, this is going to be terrible, whatever, then I feel like it kind of translates mentally. So I just try to, I'm weird. I like to compare my workouts to other things I've done before. So like if it's like the workout I did on Sunday was 2 by 4 miles at Gold Marathon pace. And I'm just like, I've ran a 5K at 550 before. So 4 miles at 6XX ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like this is manageable. Exactly. And then it's funny though, because I was talking to Gary at the end of it, like after we did because I ran it with Gary. And I'm just like, man, this is kind of crazy because the pace that we just ran today would have been like my 5K pace 3 years ago. And I just ran it twice, like for 4 miles. So it's just like giving yourself like the credit that you wouldn't have this workout on the schedule if you couldn't do it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so it's like, this is for you, Yeah. And by the way, this question, how do you prepare for a tough workout, is for the viewers. If you have a quick little something you want to share about how you handle your workouts and prep for them, please let us know, because I think that's super interesting.
Oh, and I forgot my favorite part. I obsess about it the whole day. So no matter what I'm doing, like, or if I know it's going to be a morning workout, I obsess about it the entire day prior, and go through like every possible thing that can go wrong or go right in the workout. So I'm already prepared to like react. And I'm just like, I know I got to get my UCAN super starch energy in, a little hydrate, all that good stuff before. Like I don't leave myself any room to make excuses. So I'm like, all right, I got to make sure I do everything I'm supposed to. I got the right shoes on. I got my gels. I got whatever I need. And because there's no excuses, I can't get, like, I remember last block, we were running a pretty intensive Gold Marathon pace workout. And I get halfway through it and I see you and I'm like, I forgot my gels in the car, and you just happen to have one.
Oh yeah,
and I'm like,
so that's funny because that was the same one you mentioned. That's crazy. You meant this. That's the workout you did yesterday. The 2 times 4, the 2
that's
by
2 times
4.
4. Was that day?
That was the same day because that was the day we got caught in the blizzard. Remember,
Yeah,
it was
you're
nice.
right.
It was a great day until like right towards the end of that.
Yeah.
I had just started my second 2 by 4, my second 4 mile interval, and I just happened to I felt decent, so I'm like, okay, I got one,
Yeah,
That,
that's crazy.
them good old Tracksmith no day off hookups had enough pockets. I had an extra thing, there. All right, let me see. Gary says, I visualize the route before the workout. That's cool. That's a cool way to go about it because it's like you just want to prepare for, and that's another thing, picking a route, an area that you are comfortable with and you are ready for, because that's like the worst thing is to go to do a workout in a place that you're not necessarily like familiar with.
Yeah.
And you don't know like when if you turn off a road because of a car or something like that, and you don't want to wait at the light, how far do you go down, and you end up adding miles onto your workout, which is dumb. But yeah, visualizing the route is dope.
Me and Gary definitely altered the route on Sunday because we were gonna turn left on 9 Mile from Woodward, but it was already green, and I'm just like, Gary, we going straight. We just going straight through.
Yeah,
so we went straight through, and we turned on 8 Mile, and it was just like, because we get to 8 Mile, and it's like, all right, more cars coming, and it's like, all right, we're gonna turn right on 8 Mile and just go the rest of this workout down 8 Mile.
Yeah.
And then just figure it out from there. So yeah, being in a place that is familiar and that you can make changes on the fly and not feel anxious about it. Yeah, I think that's a big unlock too, because you want to be in your element as much as possible.
Yeah. No, and to go back to what you said too about like you obsess over it and you like make sure that you like, got your, you can super starch and your gels and all that stuff. Like that sounds a little intense to like obsess about it or think about it the next day and go make sure you get some extra sleep and do all the stuff that you got to do. But it's a really good way to prepare for race day too, because like, you can't just, whenever you have a big workout or a big long run, it's a perfect time to like get ready for, to prepare yourself for the day of the marathon or the half or the whatever the important date is on your calendar, because you can go through those processes and make sure that that you're ready. You just kind of check off all those boxes that you'll be trying to do on race day, so you're prepared and you're used to that experience. Because a lot of times, like I've even gone to like I'm a pro. I've even I've gone to like races and just kind of threw like the routine out the window a little bit because of like a new place or something, and then really regretted it in the morning and felt rushed and felt too intense. And I'm like, dude, I've treated long runs better than this, like, so try to use those long runs and those workouts to prepare for like your actual, moment, race day moments and like getting ready for it and all that stuff, because it helps race day go by smoother.
Absolutely. You got to treat it with the correct amount of reverence, because
utmost respect.
It's important. And if you are taking training seriously and if you really have goals that you care about, you have to be able to be in service of those goals at all times. So half-assing it ain't gonna get it done.
Half-assing it. Yeah, that's the title of this episode. Half-assing it ain't gonna get it done.
Just saying, man, it's not.
But yeah, man. So you're prepping for New York. I'm prepping for the number 1 of 3 marathons for this fall. We got a comment here before we jump into that. Hold on. Just visualize real quick. Malik says, agree. Just visualize the route, logistics, gear, fuel. Yeah, I forgot about that. Obviously fuel, but then like the gear. The gear is a big thing too. Like you want to test out, especially if the weather permits, you want to test out some of the things you're going to wear, because you don't want to wear like some new half tights that you never tried or shorts or whatever. And halfway through the marathon, you got hot spots that you don't know about. So try the socks too, because socks are a big deal. You don't think about that, but will the socks agree with the shoes you're going to wear? All that stuff. Because I wore some socks the other day. I wore my race day shoes the other day, and I wore some Falcon socks that I hadn't worn with those, and they were just too thin. Mm-hmm. And like halfway through, I'm like, I'm not wearing these socks on race day at all.
Yep. You're
Let me
conducting experiments at all times.
conducting experiments at all times. So I have Erie Marathon on Sunday, the 11th of September. 6 days away, technically five, whatever, 5 sleeps or something like that. Um, Yo, I'm freaking excited, man. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I think.
It's so crazy because it's like this is a very casual marathon, bro.
I mean, I feel like it's a casual marathon, and I'm treating it kind of casually, but like mentally, like I know that it's going to be. It's 26.2 miles. Like I can't. There is no. I don't think there is. I mean, unless you're like your marathon is 209 or 210, a 2 hour 55 minute marathon. And I don't care who you are, other than those people. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to. I mean, I'm nervous about it. Like but I'm excited. I'm really more excited for it than nervous. Kind of ready to test this thing out. Make sure. I'm hoping everything goes well. My what I keep telling myself is I'd like to finish the marathon and not be like just done. You know what I'm saying? Like I would love to finish the marathon with the time I want. Obviously, sub 3, like 2:55, 2:56, something like that. And I'd love to finish how like some of the pros look when they finish, and it's just like, all right, cool, thank you, and drive 4 hours home after. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a really nice course. I've heard it's super flat, like it's almost like zero feet elevation gain. I think it is actually zero elevation gain because it's a full circle twice, and it's around like this park type of area. So I guess it's like really really shaded and all that other stuff. So hopefully that works out well. It's a street, so they're shutting the street down for the marathon. So we'll be able to just not think about anything. It's on a 2-lane road. Looks like it's just going to be great. And a bunch of people, I guess there's a few different people that I know that are going to be going there, that are also going to be shooting for around the same time as me. And a lot of people use this race to try to get into Boston. So there will be quite a few people that are looking for a sub 3 or something in that range. So I should have some people to lock in with. Got my fueling ready to go. Obviously, I'm going to use this new UCAN pineapple, which is really good.
Yeah,
And
let's talk about that. I want to nerd out a little bit. So,
nerd out.
what's your fueling plan? Let me know, like, as far as so you'll go, how often will you be taking a UCAN Edge fuel to go?
So I will be taking a UCAN Edge fuel to go. Probably. I've been practicing every 4 miles.
Okay.
Because that's like 20 something minutes, or 24, 25, 26 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think that's really decent. It's not, I'm not overloading or whatever. So I'm going to take one every 4 miles until body says no to that, maybe, and maybe even try again. And the good thing about UCAN to me is it's not like a hard, it's not a hard fuel to take. It's not like it's not much to it. Like, so you could probably just hold it and kind of sip on it for a while, I guess, if you wanted to. I haven't had the need to, but I know for sure that I need to at least take 5. Like I have to take 5 at least.
Okay. How about hydration?
Hydration. So they have Gatorade on the course and water. But the dope thing about it is they have an aid station every mile.
Ooh.
So there's 13 aid stations, 1 lap.
Yeah.
And 26 the other way around, which is crazy.
So what are you thinking? Probably you'll swing by every 3rd station or something like that.
Yeah, I think what I would probably do is I probably would do gel at 4 and then water at 5. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so to kind of, I don't know which way I should do that. Like, I didn't really think about that.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. Gel at 4, water at 5 to kind of keep it going, and then as you get later in the race, maybe do so you'll go gel at 16, or maybe go gel at 4, water at 5, gel at 8, Gatorade at 10 or something like that.
Because you definitely need those electrolytes too.
Yeah. and you can probably get
I
to
think I
those.
stag- I think I stagger that. Like do every other for the Gatorade water.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So
so
hydration every 5 miles,
yeah,
alternating from water to Gatorade. I
yeah, I
think
think
that
that
might
might
be
be
a
a good
good
idea.
idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. And
that'll be
then
about every 30 minutes.
um, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so I'll do that. I mean, because that's been another thing too um is making sure like I've been trying to practice in these like 5Ks and things that we've been doing is taking practicing the water, the grabbing the cup and doing the thing. I'm just so bad at it.
Hmm.
It's always been like a point of contention for me.
Hmm.
Like because I'll some people say like pinch the cup and all that stuff, and I do that, but for some reason like I just the way I run, I don't know, it just doesn't work well for me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to make sure I do that. I've even actually thought about it because I did this in where was I? I think it was the when I ran 124.05 or something like that in Atlanta. I stopped at the aid stations.
Yeah.
Like when I really needed water, I just came to a full stop walk, grabbed it, drank it, and then took off.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, the benefit outweighs the couple
yeah,
seconds you might lose.
yeah. Like I mean, I'm not talking about stopping and like sitting there drinking a whole gallon, but like yeah, just to get the full. Because the thing is, like you grab these little Dixie cups or whatever, and then you drink. You pour some of it out. You drink some as much as you can of it, and some of it spills, and you toss it. You probably got like you got like 2 ounces of water.
Right.
You in reality you need all of that, maybe even 2 cups. Like because if you had a bottle, you're drinking much more than that. If you had a bottle and you were able to like run with it for a minute.
Yeah.
So I depending on where I'm at and how I feel, I'll decide whether I'm gonna do the stop thing, and I may do that more in the beginning than the end because in the end I'll be more anxious and just trying to keep it moving.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
And it looks like weather is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, looks like there's possibility of
65
some rain.
degrees with a possibility of rain, which is kind of ideal actually for a marathon. 65 degrees is a little on the warm side for me, but a
Yeah,
little bit of rain won't make it too bad.
yeah. I think that like 65. That's gonna be. It's gonna be a. That'll be a slight challenge. I mean, it'll be definitely hot and humid. But I haven't really ever had much issue with the heat. I mean, running a 5K with like some at 80 degrees and 80% humidity, that's just terrible.
Yeah.
But I think that 65 to 75, as long as there's some shade and I'm staying hydrated, I think that should be fine. So yeah, and yeah, you got any other questions? Because I need to be thinking about these things.
No, that was, and then I was gonna kind of lead you into like, so I think you talked about your marathon shoe of choice
Yeah.
last go around, which is the Endorphin Pro 3.
Yep.
So what led you to that choice? Like, how do we get there?
Well, so because like I'm always trying to like figure out like I've always been really daring with like my shoe choices, like when especially like because I was always Nike obviously for quite some time. But then like when these other brands started like throwing in their competition, I wanted to test it out and see what it's like, and because each brand has a different makeup and profile of the shoe and different reasons why you could like it, and took a chance. And for me at the time it was a big chance to like say like start racing in like Metaspeed Skies, and that worked out well and I liked them a lot. And the only thing that like my only gripe about like the first iteration of the Metaspeed Sky was that it was a little firm, a little firm for me as opposed to like a Vaporfly being softer, bouncier, and stuff like that. And I think they answered pretty well with that second go around of that shoe. But when I ran recently I was just so impressed by like Saucony's ability to make such a drastic change from Pro 2 to Pro 3. That I was like, I had to have them, got them, really liked them. They do really remind me of like a Vaporfly type of bounce and feel to it. Ran that 10K river run in Toledo, and and I wasn't really fit at the time, but I was like, you know what? Let me try this new shoe out. I'm gonna race in it. And a 10K is like you really need whatever shoe you got. You better like it at the end of the race. Like you have to, and you'll know if you don't like the shoe by the end of that race because it's just you're almost full speed as for that distance the whole time. So like at the end of that race, when I really felt like if I didn't like the shoe, I would not like it then. It worked out so well. I was like during the run, I was like, these shoes are good. And I don't normally say like I wouldn't normally go that far to say that to myself at mile 5.
Right.
Because they were just answering when I needed that turnover to keep going. They were there and they were helping and I could feel it. So I'm like, that's a bet. And then I just been running in them more and they're just so comfortable too. Like I need a shoe that's comfortable, bouncy, fast. Let's try it for the marathon.
Oh.
And it just checked off all the boxes. And it's, and then they sent me the colorway that I wanted to race in too, so that helps. But
so kit, obviously, I believe that I think I know that you'll be coming with a Tracksmith kit. Shout out to the good folks over there at Tracksmith.
Yeah.
Do you have everything that you are gonna race in, or are you still waiting on things in the mail? What's up? Like,
I got something. I got the Twilight tee coming in the Twilight tank coming in the mail.
Per usual. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, basically. Because I wasn't gonna make a big deal out of it. I'm like, it's a race. Like you gotta like make it. You can't just throw on some old, whatever.
Nah.
So yeah, gotta go. And so I got a white or ivory Twilight tank coming with a black trim or bibbing or whatever. And then some black half tights. I always gotta go half tights for the marathon for me. And then some Falca socks, some black Falca socks, and then coming with the new colorway of the black Pro 3s. So
nice.
All blacked out. Oh, I have the black Tracksmith arm sleeves. I'm about to be ready for business. I was gonna do all black, but I'm like, this is too close to summertime to be doing all black. Just my luck, it'd be like sunny, and I'm gonna be your only dummy out there all black.
Right. So, right. I mean, that sounds like you're pretty locked in on everything you need.
I think I'm ready.
Gotcha. Is there a route preview somewhere out there on the interwebs or no?
I don't think that I looked it up. I don't think there's a route preview. Somebody told me in a random DM was like, hey, make sure you I don't even know. I've never interacted with this person ever, but they was like, hey, make sure you drive the course when you get there. Yeah, because it's just it's a big loop. So just to drive, I'm gonna drive it, drive around, get the vibes, feel it out, and then get after it, dog.
Yeah, it's here, man. I think you're ready for it.
Yeah,
I'm sure that you'll be able to go in and treat it like a business trip, knock it out, get it done, get in and get out. You know what I'm saying? You're there for one reason. And
one reason only. And then and
do what you got to do, and then get back home. That's the goal.
Right, exactly. Just go there, do a couple handshakes at the end, do a little couple waves, and then just be out.
Are you planning to shower before you come back home, or are you gonna be in the car stank for 4 hours? That's the real question.
I think I'm gonna try to get a late checkout, so I'm gonna go back to the room, whatever.
Try to eat as much as you can. You definitely
forgot that I'm definitely gonna go. I always drink beet juice a couple days prior to a big race, which I don't know if it does. It has to help. I mean, because they say it helps with blood flow, all that stuff, and that's been East African thing forever. Certain eating certain foods and things like that to make sure the blood is flowing and all that. So I'm definitely gonna do that. If you do take this tip where you say you know what, I'm gonna try beet juice a couple days. I do the day before that, and just drink beet juice a few times a day or whatever. If you are gonna take this, this hint or trick or whatever, be prepared. After the marathon, maybe it's just me. When you go to the bathroom at the end, you're not bleeding. Just saying that. You're not bleeding.
It's going to be a bit on the red tent side. Okay, I get you.
So the story behind that is for the free press, my first full marathon, I drank it the day before, and drank a bunch of it. And then, it doesn't happen right away. So you just whatever. I almost forgot all about it. Got home from the race, first time using the bathroom after the race. And I stood there for a minute, I gotta go to the hospital. Like I'm like thinking about like what could have happened. Like this is a big deal. It's not okay to be peeing blood. You know, it's not all right.
Yeah, that's
So
scary.
yeah, I was tripping. Like
Yeah,
I'm like, dang,
as you should have been. Like,
I ran 26.2 miles and I'm bleeding. Like this ain't good. Like I thought this was good for your health, but and then it took me a minute, and I was like, oh, okay, you know,
happens to the best of us.
yeah,
It's smooth. But so yeah, so we talked
nobody
about the
said,
endorphin
nobody said I was
Pro
smart.
3.
Yeah.
I think we should pivot to
Oh no! Hold on,
hey yo.
Mr. Jones thing with
I
Mr. R. Jones
agree
thing with
though.
3.
I agree.
Yeah, red from both sides. Beet juice will have you thinking about you about to die for real, man, for real. But
Finish that
I
up
mean,
boom, bro.
it's proven. It's science. It's not like it's not just like a hokey thing. It's like this is what it is. You got to do what you got to do.
Crazy.
And just be
Beet
prepared.
tastes like dirt for the record.
It does taste like dirt, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with beets. I like beets.
So, shout out to the beats.
Shout out to the beet world.
Got them
All right,
beats.
we shoecasing it. Let's hop on the shoe.
And we are going to go long on one specific shoe.
One.
This episode. This is a shoe that me and Tommie received probably a month or so ago, maybe
something like that.
Like a month ago. And we've kind of kept it under wraps per the agreement that we have with this brand. But I think over the last week and a half, I fell in love with this shoe. Like,
it's a pretty good shoe.
I look this shoe in the eyes and I'm like, yo,
I love you.
Fine for real. So
in this light, you look different.
Like, is your eyes brown? You know what I'm saying? Like, so we'll just get right into it. This is the New Balance Fresh Foam it's actually Fresh Foam X more
X.
V4.
Yeah.
Just a absolute unit of a shoe. As you can see, just a bunch of just foam on foam on foam.
It's more. It's definitely more.
Yeah, it's more foam than you would imagine. Sorry about that.
And honestly, like what you hold like in your hand right there, like it doesn't look as aggressive on this screen as it is in real life. In real life, it's like it's a boat.
It is a boat. I wear a 9.5, and when I wear this shoe, it's kind of wild. I look like I have very big feet, but I believe this is the most foam New Balance has ever put on a shoe. I read that somewhere on the internet. So I mean, everything on the internet is true, so it has to be true. So the most foam New Balance has ever put on a single shoe, and the Fresh Foam X is unbelievably resilient. It is nice and soft, but it's also pretty punchy. I've seen people say that this is like their go-to long run shoe now, and I can see that because I feel like I can just like ride out in these all day. Like it's just like reliable. When I first put them on, I felt kind of weird because they felt a little bit like a stability shoe almost.
Mm-hmm.
Give me one moment.
He's like, I gotta get this. It might sound important. But yeah, I'll take over from here. Let me switch up real quick. No, yeah. So I don't know what he was saying, but I like this shoe a lot. Are you ready? You back?
I'm back.
All right, cool. Finish your thought.
So, yes, this has been my go-to. I've been pulling up on this shoe. This has been what I've been grabbing for like the last couple weeks. Easy runs, yes. Recovery runs, yes. Strides, yes. It's just all around banger of a shoe, man. I really like this. I think I like this more than the Super Comp Trainer because it is a little wider in the footbed. It feels a little more stable under the foot, where the Super Comp Trainer can feel a little Ford Explorer-y, like it just feels like top heavy, like you might fly off the road. Yeah. This one, I don't have that same issue.
Yeah.
This is a very good shoe. I really enjoy this shoe.
Yeah. So let me talk about my experience with this shoe. So at first, When I first at first glance, I put these shoes on and I'm like, yo, this is way too much shoe. It's gonna feel clunky and just in the way, all this foam. It's not gonna be intuitive. I'm very big on like a shoe feeling like it belongs on my foot. Like I don't want I'm not gonna say too much shoe because this is a lot of shoe. But if it's going to be a lot of shoe, I need it to be comfortable in the run. I need to just feel like it's part of like what I'm doing and I don't have to run around the shoe. Um, you really liked the Nike Invincibles, but that was my only issue with it. They felt great. It just felt for me with my stride or my cadence or whatever, my foot strike. I just couldn't, it wasn't like locking in with like how I wanted to run. But this, on the other hand, I mean, you can see, I mean, it's really shaped like all the rest of their shoes.
Yeah.
Like it's not, they didn't go off the rocker. They didn't change a bunch of stuff up. They just added a lot of foam. They still have like it looks like it's not as aggressive. You can't feel this rocker to me as much as you would a lower profile shoe, but you can definitely see they kept like the curve there so you can make sure that you can get off the toe.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of foam. It's a lot of shoe. But I'm telling you, like for those days where it's like recovery run, easy run, and you just want to get out there and not, feel everything that you would have felt after a workout or after a long run, this is the shoe that I'm gonna reach for. Today, I didn't have a bunch of work yesterday. It said 10 miles. I didn't do what you guys did yesterday, but in this taper, I'm like, whatever I got to put on my feet to make sure that I'm just smooth sailing, fully recovered by Sunday, then I need to do that. So I reached for these and I didn't regret it one bit, one step. They have a very wide base as well, which is actually pretty cool. So the only difficulty for me about this shoe is in a turn, because of how wide it is, it doesn't really like, it's not top heavy at all, but
Yeah.
it's a lot to turn sharp turns in. But
Yeah.
you're not gonna sharp
It's
turn.
kind of semi truck like. You
Yeah,
definitely have to turn the turn signal on early and get into that for
yeah,
sure.
and blow the horn to anybody that tries to cut on the inside of the lane, But like the reason it's cool because there's not much wiggle here. Like every step feels like you're fully supported. So I highly recommend anybody looking for a daily trainer that you can put a bunch of miles on and feel great about it. This is way, way, way up on that list. I love the Supercomp trainers. Don't get me wrong, but these are two different shoes. I thought that when I put these on, there's going to be redundancy in like the line, of like super cushioned shoes by New Balance, and there's two of them that you just have to go spend money on both of them for no reason, and then you realize you got two of the same shoe. These two different things, 100% different things.
I think, and something that we've seen is a lot of these brands are just throwing a bunch of foam for the sake of having a foam there.
Yeah,
I don't feel like that's the case with this shoe. I feel like you get the most out of this foam, and it is there for a reason, and you're able to take advantage of it without it being in the way.
Yeah.
Also, the best feature of this shoe, quiet as kept, and I think I'm gonna surprise you with this.
Okay. Hold on. Let me. Go ahead.
They're only $150.
Oh yeah. They're not.
That's kind of wild. Like I feel this they could have priced this. The price point of this shoe could have been 180 easily.
Yeah, for what they're, I mean, because the concept is like it's for your benefit, for your longevity and your whatever. Like so, just like the sales tactic could have been just a 180 shoe, just because they could have hyped it up. But I think they were smart by not doing that, by keeping that distance and that difference between this one and the Supercomp trainer, because now you can't have two. You can, but you don't want to have two shoes that are just like almost the same purpose to the eye,
Yeah.
They did this smart, man. Really
And
smart.
also, because I'm one of these guys,
What's
shoe
these
is made out of 50% recycled material. Shout out to New Balance. We love that.
Yeah, we love that.
So
hold on. It's a good looking shoe.
it looks sweet. You're gonna look like you wear two sizes bigger than you really do, but you know what they say about people with big feet?
Shut up, dog.
They wear big socks.
Oh. And I didn't realize though, because I like the shoe so much, I didn't realize he's basically just a white shoe with some colors right here.
Yeah, and then the other two colorways they have on the site right now is like the entire upper is black and the bottom is white, or the entire upper is gray and the bottom is white. So they nailed it with the colorways.
I don't like the black.
I probably wouldn't put this Titanic of a shoe on with a fit, but
yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. I could definitely see you in some in some gym shorts with some demon socks.
Nah,
yeah,
man.
In a throwback tee.
But I will say, you know what I'm saying? You wear these on a date, and you can live up to your Tinder profile that you 5'10" if you really 5'5".
Yeah, no, I mean, there's application. There's applications to this shoe outside of running.
For sure. But
hey,
I think I'm going to run in this shoe more than any other shoe for the rest of this training block.
Really?
To be truthfully honest. I think this is going to just be my go-to.
I'm going to hold you to that. Also, fun fact, the other day, I needed to grab something off the top shelf in the kitchen. And instead of doing that, I was like, man, that step stool way over there. But these shoes was right there.
I just Cheerios, no problem.
Threw them on, reached and grabbed that can of black beans up there. Dog.
Organic?
Yeah, man. You got to go with the organic preservatives. It's still preservatives. Like, it's still in the can forever. But yeah, step stools not needed.
So just a few parting specs on these New Balance Fresh Foam X More V4 4mm drop. So nothing too crazy with the drop.
Which is cool. That's smart.
Right. They say, so I'm reading this directly off the New Balance website. Wider platform applies underfoot cushioning to more areas of the foot, balancing comfort, support, and protection. Increased rocker for smoother heel-toe strike transitions. And Fresh Foam X midsole foam with approximately 3% bio-based content delivers our most cushioned fresh foam experience. So, I mean, it's a lot of corporate speak there, but all in all, it is a lot of foam. It feels really intuitive on the foot, even though it has all that foam. So,
which is crazy.
Yeah, because usually you throw a max cushion shoe on and it's just like numb. You know, like it's just like your feet become just kind of like there, and you don't really feel anything anymore. I feel like you still it's an intuitive shoe. You still feel like you're wearing a running shoe, in opposed to like just like wrapping your feet up in pillows and just like making it work.
Yeah, you still have some control and
did strides in them. They didn't feel overly heavy. They're not the lightest shoe, but they didn't feel like boots. And so
because to me, the Supercomp trainer felt awkward in strides for me.
Yeah, and it's just because it's so much stack
and bounce.
Yeah, and I think it has something to do with that area in the middle too, where they pull out the foam in the middle of the bottom. Yeah, I think that kind of throws it off a little bit too. Whereas this is a little more traditional, as far as the
full ground contact and control.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, like I said, expect to see me putting a lot of mileage on the More V4.
I like this.
I'm a huge fan. I'm not sure what the V3 was like or any previous iterations, but that V4 is
the V3
one of my favorites right now.
The V3 stack is definitely nowhere near the V4. So, yeah, shout out to New Balance, number one, for they're the reason why we're going to New York City, and also thank you so much for lacing us with these awesome shoes to make sure that the training block goes well, smooth, and all that stuff when we get to try out some of the new things that are out and gonna come out. So with that, man, you guys won't see me. Well, see me on Instagram and stuff. I'm at Tommie Runs, TOMMIE_RUNZ, and he is
Aaron X Worldwide, AARONX WORLD WIDE. You might run out of characters if you're trying to text it or tweet it, but it is what it is.
It's just overkill on the name, but so I'll see. Yeah, I'll be talking to y'all after the marathon next Sunday. Hopefully everything goes well. I'm on my Kipchoge vibes. I feel like I am prepared and ready for the day. I believe it is a beautiful course, and I'll run well. Plan to run with my heart, and no human is limited.
I mean, that's how you close it right there. I think you are gonna run with your legs, and I think humans can be limited at times. But I'm not gonna rain on your parade, my boy.
You
You
just
got
did. You just
take it
totally
where-
rained on the parade. I left it with some like high, like inspirational stuff, and you just had to remind us that we have legs and that gravity is a thing, and that 26.2 miles is a long way to run, and reminded me that I can't fly. Thanks.
just this is what I always remember, and I hope everybody is listening. This is very important.
I feel like this is gonna be dumb advice.
The first person who ever ran a marathon,
I died.
he died.
Died. Man, but you don't know what kind of pre-existing conditions he had.
This
What I'm
was
saying,
medieval times.
oh yeah, he definitely. Man, they were dying. Average age of death was like 40.
He ran a marathon and said, "I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
I'm here for this one time.
I'm here to. Hey, I'm a martyr now. I ran 26 miles to snitch. This is lit."
But you don't even know like that. I think that story is so fake, probably, man.
Folklore.
He came back. What? And that's all he said was for glory or for victory or something like that.
No, he said them. Hey, dog, them N-words coming, bro.
Wait, no, I thought he went back to tell them that they won.
Oh, I thought he was going to tell them that them folks was on the way.
He told them that they won, I think, and then he died.
He was a messenger, man. All right, I'm reading it right now.
The message was that I thought the message was that they won. Either way it goes, we don't know what the elevation changes of that course that he ran was. You know what I'm saying? Medieval times, there was no flat roads and like whatever. He probably climbed a mountain to get there.
They said he might have ran 150 miles, so maybe he ran an ultra marathon.
Yeah. He ran an ultra.
He was wilding. And there wasn't no fuel on the go at that time. He had to stop and like probably pick berries off a tree or something.
My man did not have UCAN. You know he ain't had no water bottles. He probably had one of them leather satchels made out of like cow stomach or something like that.
Sure.
You know, in the heat.
He probably had malaria or something.
Man, you know what I'm saying? He probably had gout. Who knows? He definitely ain't have no he definitely ain't had these on.
God, you know, dog was running them Moses sandals.
What's his name? What was his name? I forgot what his name is, but the first dude that ran the marathon did not have these on. And if he did, he'd probably still be alive to this day.
Is his name Philippides?
Philippides, yeah.
Philippides he was living in the future, man.
Philippides.
Yeah, I don't speak Greek, man.
Yeah, but he wasn't wearing these at all. So shout out to Saucony for lacing us with these because
I still don't have a pair.
They in the mail, I think.
They on the cargo ship somewhere in the Pacific Ocean.
So I got 2 pair, and maybe I got your pair.
Yeah, if I could fit your size, that'd have been mine, my boy.
Yeah.
But let's close this thing out, man. We're wilding on here. So, Tommie, good luck on Sunday. You don't need luck. You've done the work. Stick to the script, and everything will turn out fine. You'll be back in Boston in no time. I have faith in you. I'll be tracking you the entire way.
No tracking.
I'll be tracking you spiritually.
Okay. That's crazy. No tracking, but whatever. I'm not going to complain.
It ain't about that. It's about finishing.
Yeah. But yeah.
So I'm going to wait till you finish, and then I'm going to do my 18 miles right after. So
yeah, follow our training very closely on Instagram. Make sure you like this episode. Make sure you subscribe to this episode. Make sure you share this episode with a friend. If you know anybody at Saucony or New Balance, make sure that you tell them that we talked about them heavily in a great way. And we also credited Saucony for if they had given them this guy these shoes, he wouldn't have died after doing the first marathon. That's a big deal. You say you would have
saved a life.
Not too many brands are saying that they saved lives out here. As I'm Saucony. Peace.
Big up, big up.